This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this year we're saying thank you, therapists. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of journeys, and behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win, can change lives. This World Mental Health Day, BetterHelp is honoring those connections and the therapists who make them possible, while showing how easy it is to get guidance from a licensed therapist online with BetterHelp. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who've helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/PFF. That's betterhelp.com/PFF. All right, number 10, Alabama beating number 16, Vanderbilt, 30-14. Let's go over the highest grade players from the Crimson Tide to start off in this game. Highest grade player was Ty Simpson, man. Holy cow. 92.2 grade for the quarterback, who is now third in Heisman odds right now. I think it should be a little higher than that. Keon Sabb, the safety, 87.9. Our guy, Kadyn Proctor, 85.1 grade, a 100 grade on vibes too. Once again, getting a first down carry in this game. Michael Carroll, the other tackle, 76.1. Nakai Hill-Green, the linebacker, 75.8. And Xavier Brown, the corner, 72.2. Let's go over to Vanderbilt with their highest grade players in the loss. Highest grade player was a tight end, not Eli Stowers. It was actually Cole Spence out there with an 84.1 grade. Langston Patterson, the linebacker, 76.4. Nick Rinaldi, the other linebacker, 74.4. The other linebacker, Brian Longwell, 70.7. Chase Mitchell, the guard, 70.2. And Diego Pavia, 57.4 grade in the loss for the Commodores. Dalton, for you, what told the story of this game?
So this game was about, last year, the big theme was about Vanderbilt controlling the pace of the game. They had the ball for around, 40 minutes in last year's game, right? They just controlled the pace, and Alabama didn't get a ton of opportunities. They did some good things with the few opportunities they had, but they just didn't have enough of them. This game kind of flipped the other way, and what happened here, I think the big theme here, and everybody knows it, is the red zone. What happened in the red zone between these two teams? Alabama, 5 trips to the red zone. Now, it wasn't perfect, 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals, but they got points out of all of those trips. Vanderbilt, 3 trips to the red zone, 1 touchdown, a Diego Pavia fumble. He was stripped by Justin Jefferson, just a fantastic play. And then the Keon Sabb interception in the fourth quarter, maybe the biggest play of the entire game. And you look at what happened right after, really what was leading into those two trips into the red zone for Vanderbilt, and what happened directly after. Pavia fumbles in the first quarter. Had he just gone down and wasn't stripped by Jefferson, the game would have been 10-0. Maybe we have a different feel early in the game. Instead, Alabama responds with a touchdown. Then it's 20-14. Keon Sabb gets that interception over the middle in front of Eli Stowers. Alabama gets the ball back there. They run off 8.5 minutes before kicking the field goal that put them up 9 and sealed the game basically. From there, Alabama ran the ball well. Ty Simpson was awesome on third down. He was awesome all day, but he was really great on third down. Alabama had the ball for 37.5 minutes.
Yep.
So what you talk about is 2 things. One, Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia having so few opportunities to score points with that little time of possession, which they are not used to. They are always controlling time of possession with the run game and the balance in their offense. And then the 3 trips that they did get, they only converted 1 of them into any points at all. That was the difference in this game. This game was closer than the final score, 30-14. Alabama scored a late touchdown, probably just to cover and make a point, style points. That's how college football works now. But I think it's really more so about Alabama took advantage. First of all, they controlled the pace of the game. And second of all, they took advantage of all of their opportunities. Vanderbilt only got 3 opportunities, only converted 1 of them.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the passing difference in this game, and you'll go to your most impressive right after because it leads right into it. But one quarterback in this game thrived. The other one struggled. Passing grade in this game, Ty Simpson, 92. Diego Pavia, 60.8. Big-time throws and turnover-worthy plays. Ty Simpson, 4 big-time throws, 0 turnover-worthy plays. Diego Pavia, 1 big-time throw, 3 turnover-worthy plays. EPA per pass, Alabama, 0.398. Vanderbilt, negative 0.096. Yards per pass, Alabama 11, Vanderbilt 5.8. Receiving grade, Alabama had a 20-point better receiving grade than Vanderbilt in this game. Pass blocking grade, Alabama's pass blocking grade was over a 90. Vanderbilt's was below a 60 in this game. Huge kudos to Alabama, their offense, for stepping up against a much, much improved Vanderbilt defense. It's not the same Vanderbilt defense that we've gotten used to over the last decade or so, really. They have a better secondary and a better pass rush, and it did not matter in this game because Ty Simpson was unbelievable. The receivers were really good. The offensive line, which we'll get into later, was outstanding in this game. And also, huge, huge shout out to Alabama's defense in this game for performing much, much better against Diego Pavia in this game than they did last year, because mobile quarterbacks like Diego Pavia have been the kryptonite of this Alabama defense over the last couple years. That was not the case in this game. Last year, this rendered 40 points to Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt, and with a better Vanderbilt offense all around, in my opinion, this year, only 14 points for Vanderbilt in this game. So shout out to Alabama's defense, Kane Womack in this game, for performing a lot better, Dalton. I think both you and I thought they would going into it.
They got punched early. They did. It was 7-0 early. They got punched early on, and then obviously Justin Jefferson, again, that forced fumble early in the game on Pavia when the game would have been at least 10-0. Maybe Vandy would have gone for it, but I think they would have kicked the field goal. They were much better in run defense this time around, for sure. And again, controlling the pace of the game doesn't allow Vanderbilt to get into the full depth of their playbook. Cedric Alexander only had 4 carries in this game.
Yeah.
And one of them was an explosive play, actually. Yeah, but I just actually for the touchdown. But I just think when you look at the way Alabama controlled this game, and then in every big moment, and I thought, honestly, look, I picked Vandy to win this game. I figured it would be a war, and it certainly was, honestly, until about the last 5 minutes or so. Ty Simpson. Honestly, I know they have Kadyn Proctor, could be a top 10 pick eventually, and they got a bunch of defense. Ty Simpson's been their best football player this year. He has. He's got a 90 grade in 3 of his last 4 games. He has been unreal. Even the Florida State loss, Ty Simpson was not the reason they lost that football game. He has been outstanding. You can see just the poison. In this game, I got to point out some of the plays he made on the move. I mean, just unbelievable stuff. How about an 80.8 passing grade under pressure? And Ty Simpson is more of a pocket quarterback. He's not going to move a whole lot. He's a decent athlete, but he's not going to run around like Jaden Daniels or anything like that. I thought he was unbelievable when he had to move off of his spot. And when he had to will this team back into this game when they were behind, he did it every single time. Ty Simpson is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I don't have any question about that.
Yeah, he's currently 3rd in Heisman odds right now. And one of the favorites for why he's a favorite right now for the Heisman Trophy is because how lethal he is from a clean pocket. And that only happens if you don't have an elite offensive line in front of you, which he has right now at Alabama. 90.6 pass blocking grade, only a 10.8% pressure rate allowed this year. They also generated 2.6 rushing yards before contact per attempt. And once again, shout out to our guy on this show, Kadyn Proctor, for showing out for the big boys once again, getting a first down on his only carry of the game. Dalton, now on 2 attempts in his career, he has 2 first downs, a 100% first down rate for Alabama's starting left tackle. This guy deserves the ball more, man.
Yes.
If I'm Kadyn Proctor, I'm going to Kalen DeBoer saying, man, look what I'm doing out here. I'm putting up perfect numbers for you offensively.
This is what I needed as my heir to J.J. Pegues.
There you go.
This is exactly Kadyn Proctor is what I didn't even know I needed this season. I needed somebody to replace J.J. Pegues, and it's Kadyn Proctor. They're gonna let him run a real route and catch one at some point.
I hope so.
He's gonna run a corner like Tavondre Sweat did that time.
I hope so.
It's coming.
I hope so.
You wait.
Man. Oh, man, Kadyn Proctor's the man. I love that. The play last week was awesome. Gets a first down carry this week, too. 50% forced miss tackle rate in his career, too, which is up there with the best of the best in PFF history.
You
guys
got it
like
right.
Bijan Robinson, Ashton Ginty, Kadyn Proctor.
I've always thought of Kadyn Proctor as being up there with those guys.
Listen, Ginty and Bijan Robinson never had a 100% first down rate in their career. I'll tell you that much. Kadyn Proctor does.
That's true.
100%.
He's one of the best we've ever seen.
He's one of the best we've ever seen.
One of the best ball carriers we've ever
Exactly.
seen. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Kadyn Proctor, again, a great game as a pass blocker and run blocker in this game, too. Kadyn Proctor is starting to stamp himself right now as a potential top 10 pick in the NFL draft, which is awesome to see, because he's a guy that has all the tools in the world, just didn't really put it all together in his first 2 years of college football, but this past year he's been playing really good football, and now you got to add an element of him as a rusher, too, which is really big for offenses, too. So Kadyn Proctor.
These big guys are athletes, man.
Love it.
They are. Freakier athletes than ever.